What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wizard back with another build video for Division 2. So, before we get into this video, I want to give out an apology to my subs for not posting as consistently as I should have. And I've been dealing with a few things, but I'm back right now, streaming more consistently. The videos are going to be coming more consistently. So, I hope you guys are ready because it's going to be a great ride. I hope all you guys are enjoying the game as well. And with that being said, we're going to get into the video. So, Today's today's build is a survivalist build. By far, I think survivalist is the best build in the game, hands down, without a doubt. Best build in the game. With that being said, um, I'm gonna introduce each piece individually, go into the skills individually, and then give you some gameplay at the end of the video for you to see how the build does in action. So starting off, we're looking at a police M4 and a Super 90. Getting into the police M4 first, we're running Optimus, Allegro, and Everlasting. Optimus is weapon damage is increased by plus 10% for every 2% ammo missing from the magazine. Requires 5 or less firearms. I'm sitting at 4 right now, and I'll explain that in a minute. Optimus kind of feels like a variation of Unforgiving. There's multiple talents in this game, gear talents and gun talents as well, that feel just like Unforgiving, and Optimus is one of those talents, and it works really well. You'll see in the gameplay how well it works. As I'm losing ammo, I'm doing more damage, and it's an amazing talent. It's just an amazing talent. Then I wrote on Allegro instead of extra. I put Allegro on for the rate of fire to replace the rate of fire that I'm missing when I added the extended mag. So with the extended mag obviously takes away minus 10 rate of fire, gives you 30 rounds. So Allegro brings back that minus 10 that you're missing, and then it's almost like nothing ever happened. Then we're looking at a short grip for crit damage. Crit damage is super important on the AR. Allow vid brain for optimal range. If you want to sit back, ARs are usually meant for distance. So if you want to sit back, beam from a distance, optimal range is key. So gotta have that loud vent break. And then we have the reflex scope, which is more crit damage, 10%. Just had to have that crit damage. Crit damage is really important, which is why I'm using it. Um, and yeah, that's the AR for right now. Moving into the Super 90, we're looking at Strained, Allegro, and Overlap. Like I said, there's a lot of talents in this game that kind of resemble Unforgiving from Division 1. And Strained is also one of those talents with plus 5% critical hit damage is gained for every 5% of your armor that's depleted. So every piece of armor you lose, every 5% of the armor you lose, your crit damage is boosted by that 5%. So you can only imagine how hard how hard that weapon hits once you get to that stage. Allegro for the rate of fire. It actually I didn't really know what else to roll on here, but Allegro helps out a lot really. Because shotguns naturally they shoot slow, even like the Super 90s, which are semi-automatic, they shoot pretty slow. Allegro bumps the RPM up a lot, and you can really see that. And getting into the mods, we're looking at a crit damage scope, same as the one I had on the AR. Short grip, which also had on the AR, and then we're looking at a hard tubular spring magazine, which is minus 20 headshot damage but plus 10 rate of fire. So add another 10% of rate of fire, plus with the Allegro, that's another 20. So this Super 90, it's spitting almost kind of like a showstopper, honestly. And I mean, let's be honest. We're not how easy are you gonna be able to hit headshots on console? It's not easy. So headshot damage really isn't that important to me. Now getting into the build, we're looking at 3-piece Wyvern, 1-piece Fenris, and 2-piece China Light. Excuse me if I'm butchering the gear set names, but so with the Wyvern, we're gonna get to the mask first. We're rocking a Wyvern mask. The reason I chose Wyvern is for the crit hit damage, drone skill power, and crit hit chance. I run a defender drone, which helps a lot with if you have an aggressive playstyle, which I do. and you'll see that in the gameplay as well. My playstyle is very aggressive, and that defender drone saves me a lot of the time. So having that 15% drone skill power really comes in handy. And I mean, you can never go wrong with crit hit chance and crit hit damage. Like that's a must have. You know what I mean? So that's what we're looking at. Set wise, the attributes we have cooldown reduction and skill power. Obviously, to get the skills back faster. And there's a talent. The gear talent is called Spotter. 10% weapon damage to pulsed enemies. Um, I'll probably get into this talent a little bit later in the video, just because it's kind of new. I just added it. Um, Moving on to the backpack. We have destructive, 20% explosive damage. I'm looking to get rid of that talent for something else in the near future, so be on the look for that. Also, we're rocking on the rope, which is weapon damage is increased by 25% while all skills are on cooldown or reach 0. So basically, when I have both my skills deployed or they're trying to come back, bam, my weapon damage is increased by 25%. Like I'm doing that much damage, like because I have no skills, and that also comes in handy, especially in really intense firefights when you're kind of you don't know what to do. All you can do is shoot it out. Having that really comes in handy. With the attributes, we're looking at 8% crit hit damage, 5,000 bonus armor, and 4% weapon damage. And then I have a utility mod, which is 190 skill power, 241 skill power, and 138 seeker skill power. Skill power means a lot towards this build because of the drone. The drone, like I said, if you play aggressive the way I do, this drone really can save you, like out of some of the worst situations. And having that drone, it makes a difference. Um, Getting into the chest piece, which you guys are gonna love this chest piece. So I'm running a Fenris chest piece. Um, with the reason I chose one piece of Fenris is for the assault rifle damage, obviously, because this is an AR build. The main build up is for an AR. With the attributes, we have 6,000 health, 6,000 bonus armor, and 700 skill power. Like I said, skill power is like really helpful with this build because of the drone. With the gear talents, we're running Berserk and self-adjusting. Now, Berserk, in my honest opinion, is the best gear talent that you can get in the game by far. This is a must-have. If you're a shotgun player, an SMG player, an AR player, you have to have this talent. You absolutely have to have this talent, and you'll see why in the video. But I mean, I can't express it enough. You want to have this talent. When you get this talent, you should be doing jumps for joy because this talent is absolutely amazing and it's a lifesaver. So to get into it, 5% weapon damage for every 10% of max armor depleted. Like I said earlier, there's so many talents in this game that kind of resemble Unforgiving from Division 1 in a sense. Like it's almost insane. But Berserk is probably the most consistent one. Like it never fails me. It never fails me. And so I do a lot of damage when I lose armor, which is another big thing, which helps when you're such an aggressive player. Being able to do damage while you're kind of weak helps a lot. And you'll see that in the video too with me being blackballed in a lot of fights and still being able to pull them out. And then the second talent is self-adjusting, 20% armor regeneration. That just helps my armor come back faster, obviously. We have a defensive protocol mod, 3,000 health, 9% disorient resistance, and 7% burn resistance. Status effects are really strong in this game. Is something I've noticed. Like status effects are really strong, but you know, you gotta have a little bit of resistance somewhere. So with the two-piece China Light, I really wish I could have only had to run one piece, but in order to get the shotgun damage, I had to run two pieces. So sometimes you gotta sacrifice something to get something, which is like the theme of Division 2 right now. So yeah, we have two-piece China Light for the shotgun damage. Um, Attributes are 6% shotgun damage, 3,000 health. The talent on the gloves is Terminate, depleting an enemy's armor grants plus 35 skill damage for 15 seconds. This skill it's kind of useless for me personally because I don't run an attacking skill. But if you're someone that likes to run a turret or the drone the attacker drone or some kind of chem launcher or one of the chem launchers that shoots like the armor deteriorating stuff, this will probably be a perfect talent for you because you do damage and then your skills also do more damage based off of that. So I mean, for me personally, this talent's kind of useless. I'll probably be trying to find something to replace it with in the near coming future. But for right now, just gotta rock with what's given to me. Um, and then moving on to the knee pads, we're also China Light. We're looking at capacitive for the gear talent, which is 20% skill duration, which makes my drone lasts a lot longer. I did a lot of building around this drone, so like I had to make sure I had the right stuff for it. Attributes 512 skill power. I have an offensive protocol mod on this one. 1.5 weapon damage, 30% optimal range, and 2.5 head damage. The optimal range really comes in handy because I use an AR, so like that it plays a major part. And getting into the final piece is a Wyvern holster, which rounds out the brand 3 set of Wyvern. We have 679 skill power, 11% cooldown reduction. Then we also have another utility mod. Well, yeah, 2 utility mods. 341 skill power and 2% grenade damage. Yeah, and so that rounds out the build attribute wise, gear talent wise, and then now we're gonna get into the skills I use. I was trying out the pulse because of that spotter talent, but right now I'm running the defender drone, which you'll see me use a lot in the gameplay. I mean, this thing's a lifesaver. It really is. Like, it's honestly a lifesaver. And like, because I would die so much more in my firefights if it wasn't for this drone. But this drone really saves me a lot, and it's really useful. And then I'm also using the chem launcher, the reinforcer chem launcher. It's about as close to a booster shot or an overdose as you can get from Division 1. You have 3 rounds of it, so like, and they all have separate cooldowns, which you'll see me use them in the video. I'll hit it once, get a heal. If I need another one, I'll hit it again. They'll both be on cooldown, and I'll still have one more saved up. And like, you can kind of bait it, use it however you want. But there's 3 different cooldowns, which is really helpful with like the whole not having an instant heal factor. For a lot of people who play Division 1, you're really used to having that instant heal. You can just pop whenever. This chem launcher kind of gives you that feel again, in a sense. So it's really helpful and really useful for a lot of people that haven't quite gotten over the whole, not being able to have an instant heal. This is probably as close as you'll be able to get in Div 2, and so I highly recommend using that. And the reason I chose the chem launcher heal over the seeker mine heal, since I'm a survivalist, because I unlocked the Mender seeker mine. The reason I chose the chem launcher over the Mender is because the Mender only heals you when you're in cover. So like, it'll follow you around and it'll shoot a heal where you were and not where you are. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not really as useful as you would think it would be. Because it'll follow you around wherever you go. It'll stop when you're in cover. It'll heal you while you're in cover. But if you're running out in the open, you can't heal. At least with the chem launcher, you can drop a heal, get the heal while you're moving, and still, get on to where you're trying to go. You can't really do that with the Mender, which is why I don't use the Mender for PvP. But the Mender is definitely a must use in PvE. It's really helpful in PvE, but in PvP, it's not really that well. Doesn't really work that well. Kind of leaves you high and dry when you need to heal. So that's why I chose the chem launcher over the seeker mine. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. Make sure you watch the gameplay. Leave a like if you liked it, and make sure you're ready for the next one.
On the beat.
By the enemy.
Yeah, you tried to
Hands
shoot me
up
in
on
the
the
back,
beat.
now I'm on your ass.
Fucking scary.
Yeah, I think it's trash too.
The what, DZ?
Occupy. Yo, this fucking PS4 was, oh my god. Oh my, bro, I'm literally looking at shit. Like, honestly,
Bro, that shit.
hey, back here, Trey, back here on me.